Howdy y'all. Hey, when I went to get my first guitar, I didn't really know very much about guitars at all, and so I went online to kind of do a little research and see, what I should really be looking for. I had several pawn shops here in town, and so I went around and looked, and they had, quite a selection, so I thought I'd try to save myself a little money and shop through the pawn shops, but, I was a little worried that I might get a limit or something, so I went online and did a little research of what I should be looking for, and so I wanted to share some of that with you. One of the things that everybody talked about was pretty important was to try and sight down the neck and make sure that the neck was not really bowed. And this one looks pretty straight, so that's pretty good. And then another thing it talked about was to make sure that there weren't any cracks, especially around where the neck joins the body. In this case, it's got a nice long heel, which is this part here. Some have little short heels, but this one goes down all the way to almost the very bottom of the body, so that is good. And then, of course, there was no crack, so I thought that was good. Another thing that's pretty important is, of course, the tuning mechanism. You want to make sure that you kind of get a feel of those and make sure there's no, wiggle room or anything in there. You don't want to see any rust or corrosion or dents or anything like that. And the way they attach to the guitar is all solid, because if you have a loose tuner or something like that, the string's not going to stay in tune hardly at all. Another thing they said that you really wanted to check for was to make sure that this little white piece right here, the nut, is in good shape and not chipped or broken or anything like that or cracked. And hopefully all your strings will be on there. One of the things that you can do is, I know if you don't have a guitar, it doesn't seem like it makes a lot of sense to get yourself a tuner, but put 20 bucks into a tuner, you're going to use it anyway if you do buy a guitar, and take it with you to the store, and that way you can kind of get the guitar in tune, because it likely won't be in tune. Go ahead and tune it, and then you can kind of see how it sounds to you. And another thing is you want to match your style. I kind of thought I liked that, just kind of country type sound, so I went ahead and got an acoustic guitar. And then later on I thought, oh, I really like that sound of an electric guitar, so I ended up getting an electric guitar too later on. But this was my first guitar, and so some of the things you want to really check for is, just pick that guitar up and give it a good shake. Make sure you're not getting any kind of rattles of any loose framing or something that's on the inside of this thing, because I don't think it'd be very easy to get inside there to fix it. I certainly wouldn't know how to do it. Another thing is it's got a little pick guard right here. I don't know if that's important to you. I seen Willie Nelson had one that had a hole in this thing right here from him picking it so much. But anyway, those are just some of the things that you can look for. The other thing really is find out what the make and model of your guitar is that you're really looking at. Narrow it down to 4 or 5. Get the make and model, and then go back to Google and then Google it up, and you might find somebody that's got some, I don't know, what do they call those things, where they get on there and talk about the different guitars or cars or whatever. But anyway, you can go and look and see what the guitar costs new. Maybe they're selling it on Amazon or some other place, or anyway, you can kind of just do your research on the make and model, and just look it over, make sure that it's a guitar that really suits your style, whether it, has the plastic type strings or the metal strings, or whether it's electric or acoustic. So anyway, those are just some of the things that you should look for. Also, I think this thing down here is called the bridge. You want to make sure that the bridge is not pulling away from the body of the guitar right here. In this case, everything seems pretty sound, but overall, you're just really looking for any cracks or misalignments or warps or anything like that. And then if you get it all tuned up and it plays and it holds its tune with the tuners, or the not real loosey-goosey or anything, then you can probably rest assured that it's going to play well for you. But you just want to kind of look them over good, because for some reason somebody sold that guitar to the pawn shop. Maybe they just needed money, or maybe they just were hoping the guitar person at the pawn shop didn't really know that much, and they slipped something by them. So you don't know for sure what you're getting into. And also, I think it's probably true even if you buy a new guitar. it's important to, you know, look it over really good, because sometimes they come out of the factory and get put in a box and shipped off, and the shipping guy, you know, is like just throwing the thing over his shoulder or whatever, and you know, you might get a crack here or there. So anyway, those are just some of the things to look for when you're going to get your guitar. And hope that information helps you, and I hope you get you a guitar. I think you'll really enjoy playing it. You have to put in a little bit of time and do some practicing, but once you kind of get past a certain point, it really becomes more enjoyable than just, you know, the work of practice. So anyway, I hope this information helps, and happy trails.